Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing CSS Battle Daily Target for June 30th, 2025. Okay, so first thing we need to do is figure out how we're going to recreate this and then figure out how many divs we need, set that all up, and then we style it up, right? So I think the easiest way to do this would be to give the body a display flex direction of flex column, put everything in the middle with justified content and align items, and then we would have 3 container divs. We would have one for this row, one for this row, and one for this row, right? And then within each one of those, we have these 5 elements. So these containers are all going to be identical. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, and then 5 divs inside of each container. So let's go ahead and get that set up. So I use letters of the alphabet to label my divs as it cuts down on your code. So there's our container, our first container, and then there's that red circle. We're going to call that B. Here's that bluish circle. We're going to call that C. The bluish square, we're going to call it D. And then we have another blue circle, so we can call that C again because there's nothing unique about it. And then finally, the last red circle, we can use B. And then we need 3 of these, right? Okay, so that's all we need for our elements. Let's go ahead and add our style tag. Oops. And style this up. We're going to start with the body. We're going to say it's got a background of this yellowish color. I'm going to say display flex justify, oops, not that, justify content center align items center. And then the body always has a default margin on it. Sometimes you don't need to reset it, sometimes you do. In this case, we're going to need to reset it, if I remember correctly from when I saw this earlier. And I think that's all we need. Oh, and then we're going to need, a gap between all these, between these 3 containers. So from here to here looks to be about, I don't know, 40 pixels. Let's go with that for now. All right, next thing we need to do is we need to work on these containers. It's going to be display flex, and then we're going to have a gap of, I guess, 20 pixels. And I think that's all we need for now. Yeah, let's just leave it there for now. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to give C and D a background of this bluish color. And then we're also going to give B and C so C and D are that and that, right? And then B and C are that and that, so they're circles, so we need to make it circles. The way we do that is give it a border radius of 50%. Okay, and then I think that's all we need for now. And then finally, these are all the same size. May not look it because these are circles, but they have the same width and height. So we can put that all together. So B, C, and D. I'm gonna guess 60 by 60. So we're gonna say width 60. You don't need to add pixels there. That is the default value, so that's saying 60 pixels. 60. B, C, and D. Oh, and then of course, I like this out, and that's way too big. Let's try 50. And that's correct. Cool. Before I move on to fix B, that gap is a little bit too big. So let's try 15. And that's perfect. Great. I don't know why only one of them is showing up. That's weird. We'll look at that in a second. But before we do, we also need to give B background color of this reddish color. Cool. And I just realized what I did. Now I'm seeing that over there. We never said in the body we need to flex direction of column. Hopefully this doesn't get too nuts. It got nuts. Okay, so now that's way off. So let's see, what do we got to do here? Flex, justify content, align items. I know what we need to do. We need to give it a height of 300. Cool. And then the last thing we need to do is we need to fix this gap on the body. It looks like we're about 10 pixels too much. Nope. 20 pixels too much. And that was too little. Let's bump that up to 25. And there we go. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so before we submit, what we're gonna do to cut down on our characters. You can see we got 1,113 characters. Your score is based on not only accuracy but the amount of characters. I'm gonna delete these comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna delete all the white space. I'm just hitting Command D on a Mac. Careful when you do this because you can make a mistake and mess everything up, so you gotta watch this while you do it. All right, so then we just gotta put everything on one line. We got 2 more and we're good to go. Cool. So yeah, we cut our characters in half, right? You can see I submitted this earlier and I didn't do that. We got a score of 600. Let's see how much that improves on our score. Let's just double check. Yeah, that's couldn't be more accurate if I tried. Let's go ahead and submit it. All right, there we go. 100% match. We got an extra 2 points. Sometimes it bumps it up like 10 points. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what that's all about. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to see more like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy your day.